Hey everybody, E-Ray Taronic here, master weaver of mystery suspense thrillers, screenplays, and broadcaster of astrology. Here to bring you your daily astrological update for Saturday. I know I'm a little late, but I'm here nonetheless. All right, so let's get into the Saturday astrology. Now, the sun is in Aries at 28 degrees, and it will remain there until about 8:55 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Okay, so this pertains to your image and how you're seen, and it's affecting placements in any sign between 25 and 29 degrees in your chart. Okay, this can be a time of overcoming obstacles. You could be independent, helpful, and forgiving, or so especially where you have favorable aspects to these energies, and where dedication is shown, you're appreciated. Your work, your quality efforts can see you being respected and placed in high regards. And it also looks favorable for the areas of education, literature, and architecture. Just be sure not to breach any contracts or betray anyone's trust where you, especially where you have challenging aspects to these energies. Now, although you've had to wait something, you can see happiness and love are within a partnership, especially where you have placements between 25 and 29 degrees of Leo, Sagittarius, Gemini, or Aquarius. Okay, you might be tasked to forgive someone if you have placements in Aquarius or Gemini, or even Cancer, Capricorn, Scorpio, or Virgo. Or even Libra, okay, between 25 and 29 degrees. Or you could have issues with someone not forgiving you, or like I said, you're tasked to try to forgive someone, okay? So just be mindful of that, because those can be challenging areas: Cancer, Capricorn, Scorpio, and Virgo between 25 and 29 degrees. Now, Taurus and Pisces placements are where the assistance and or opportunities need to be initiated. Taurus placements, you're initiating things as it pertains to your wealth, your worth, or resources, or forgiving someone as far as money issues are concerned, or something might have had with money, or you're helping someone, taking the initiative to help someone. Pisces placements, you are initiating things behind the scenes. You may take on some type of sacrifice, maybe you'll have to, forgive someone as well. But anyway, that's what we're looking at up until 8:55 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Now, during that time, for 1 hour and 40 minutes, by 8:58 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, the moon in Taurus at 13 degrees will join Ceres. And this involves nurturing one's wealth, worth, or resources, whether the opportunity is afforded to you or you're offering the opportunity, or you're working on nurturing things, or even you're initiating the opportunity, the nurturing an opportunity. Regardless, nurturing is involved, regardless of where your placements are, okay? And it's affecting placements in any sign between 10 and 16 degrees, okay? That's where you're affected by these energies. And under these energies, one can be humble, accommodating, and hardworking. A job well done will be appreciated, and some will dedicate themselves to another person. Just causes are rewarded and can foster a sense of brotherhood. You may exude great moral authority. Where you have beneficial placements to these energies, you're protected from hate, negativity, and harm. Now, so that means where you have Virgo placements, Capricorn placements, Pisces placements, and Cancer placements between 10 and 16 degrees, you're seeing the favorable aspects, you're protected and stuff like that. Now, where you have placements in Leo, Aquarius, Sagittarius, Libra, you're gonna have to work on these things, because you could see challenges of hate, negativity, people trying to damage your image and things of that nature. So you're going to need to be mindful of that, and you might have to nurture something to thwart those negative energies that are sent your way. Okay. Gemini and Pisces placements are where the assistance and or opportunities must be initiated in order to receive them. Okay. Now, moving along to the next transit. By 9:35 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, Mercury in Aries at 5 degrees will sextile Pluto in Aquarius for the rest of the day. This is an opportunity or assistance being ushered in via communication, whether you're offering it or receiving it. It pertains to your image and how you're seen, friends, goals, or even social groups. A transformation can be made through some form of assistance or an opportunity, especially where you have placements between 2 and 8 degrees of Aries, Aquarius, Sagittarius, and or Gemini. You're privy to this beneficial energy, whether you're receiving it or you're offering it. Libra and Leo placements can see the benefits as well, okay, provided that your placements in Leo or Libra are between 2 and 8 degrees, okay, anywhere in your chart. Under these energies, one can dominate others and situations. Even in risky situations, you can be in a position of authority or influence. It's important that you ignore the naysayers and remain unaffected by negativity or challenges along the way, okay? You can wind up a part of a powerful or influential organization, a wealthy group or family, or you can lead the pack. At the very least, you can find yourself protected by those in authority or those who are influential. One may come to you might come to a point to where you're the one making the decisions. You know, you're in power in some way. Or you might lead in your field of work or study, or even you can have a transformation in the arts, business, or politics. You can display a fiery energy or a passion for something. You can be shrewd, idealistic, intellectual, and persuasive. Success can be had where physical and mental strength is required, even as it pertains to archery, skating, aerobics, advertising, education, being a spiritual guide, you know, things of that nature. The next transit I want to talk about is a 1 hour and 40-minute transit today, and it starts at 3:24 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. The moon in Taurus at 17 degrees will sextile Jupiter in Cancer. This ushers in a lucky opportunity or assistance regarding your wealth, your work, or your resources, or even home and family. Expansion can be had where you have placements between 14 and 20 degrees of Cancer, Taurus, Virgo, Pisces, anywhere in your chart. Even Scorpio and Capricorn placements between 14 and 20 degrees can see benefits as well. Now, under these energies, one can be cheerful, enthusiastic, overcome combativeness, anger, avoid disputes. Here you can feel the urge to be reckless, extravagant, superficial. Some will be cowardice. Make sure you manage your money wisely and don't live behind your means. So if you don't have it, don't be scared to say you don't have it, okay? Some will and that's what I kind of mean by being cowardice, you know, speak up for yourself. Some will overindulge in substance abuse within that hour and 40 minutes, okay? The next transit I want to talk about starts at 3:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and it goes up through Sunday as well, part of Sunday at least. Mars and Saturn will couple at 7 degrees of Aries for the rest of the day, like I said, and Sunday as well. This notes a challenge, restrictions, or responsibilities as it pertains to your image or how you're seen. Now, unless you have placements in Leo, Sagittarius, Gemini, or Aquarius between 4 and 10 degrees in your chart, you're going to see issues, restrictions, and responsibilities, okay? Those areas I talked about is where the restrictions and responsibilities are lifted. Or if you take on a responsibility, it's a blessing to your image in some way, okay? Now, here one can have a bad temper, be quarrelsome, or even reckless. Try not to start conflicts, criticize or show animosity or antagonize other people. Careers where you utilize your physical energy can usher in success, recognition, or attention. For others, you might have to give to someone in need, especially if your placements are in Gemini or Aquarius, okay? Or even Cancer and Capricorn. And Cancer and Capricorn placements can see the challenges. So beware of having a bad temper, being quarrelsome or reckless if you have Cancer or Capricorn placements, or even Virgo or Scorpio placements between 4 and 10 degrees, anywhere in your chart. That's where you need to look to where you'll be having a bad temper, okay? So say, for instance, if you have Virgo in your chart between 4 and 10 degrees, or Cancer in your chart between 4 and 10 degrees, okay? In your sector of, in your second house, you could have a bad temper with somebody about your money, You know, you could get mad at somebody or have a fight with somebody or be reckless about money, because the second house is about wealth, your worth, and your resources. You could get mad at somebody about a resource. Maybe they took something from you, or they didn't give you something back that they were supposed to give you. This is what I mean by that. So you don't necessarily have to be those signs, but you can have those signs in certain sectors. That is how it will affect you, okay, in those sectors. The blessings will be seen for Leo and Leo and Sagittarius placements, also Gemini and Aquarius placements, okay? But I'll post this astrology. Like I said, this astrology is posted up on my Facebook page at author E-Ray Taronic, so you can see the written astrology. I won't go through the whole thing. Just be sure that under these energies, I do want to say also, Pisces placements are where you have to initiate any higher aspirations that you're going for, higher goals. You may have already done it, and it requires you to be obliging, more passive, or even less passive. You would know the situation. Talented, magnetic, or even gentle. Take time to make decisions. Long-lasting love can be had. A coupling can come together, or you could marry or partner with someone. There seems to be a one-on-one collaboration here, and pleasure is enjoyed, whether it's a friendly or in a professional context, okay? Now, the next transit that I want to talk about is a 1 hour and 40-minute transit. It starts at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on today. The moon in Taurus will sextile Vesta in Pisces at 18 degrees. This affords someone devotion, or affords or you're giving someone else your devotion, someone showing dedication to you, or you're receiving it. Where you have placements between 15 and 21 degrees of Taurus, Pisces, Cancer, or Capricorn, you're receiving or offering this assistance and or opportunity, this devotion. Or Scorpio and Virgo placements between 15 and 21 degrees can be beneficial areas as well, wherever you have those areas of your chart. Now, under these energies, one can be dreamy, passive, creative, cautious, enthusiastic, persuasive, have the gift of gab, be tasked not to be lazy, make the effort because success can be attained if you grasp a golden opportunity. You may have to show dedication, or even if you don't feel like it, or even if you're tired, okay? But if you want to see this fulfillment, you'll have to show this dedication. For some, you'll dedicate yourself to making someone else's life better or healing someone. You'll be respected and admired as well. Success and recognition and wealth can be achieved in the sciences, in medicine, with medicinal plants, involving chemistry, or even scientific research. Something can be found out, illuminated, or simply found, okay? Like if you lost something, or someone else lost something and you find it for them. The next transit I want to talk about is this the last one? Okay, yes, the last transit I want to talk about. It's a 24-hour transit. It starts at 8:55 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. This is where the sun will shift to 29 degrees of Aries until Sunday night around the same time, okay, 8:55 p.m. Now, the sun will be semi-sextile to Taurus, Uranus in Taurus. So unexpected or surprising opportunities or assistance to increase your wealth, your worth, or your resources can be initiated. This pertains to your image and how you're seen, and it affects placements in any sign in your chart between 25 and 29 degrees. Under these energies, one can be independent, combative, and even selfish, surprisingly. Okay, here, this is where someone only cares about fulfilling their needs and pleasures. Some who will accomplish or have accomplished this fulfillment will brag about it, you know. Like I said, this could be something as small as wanting to sleep with someone and getting to sleep with them, and they're bragging about it. It could be you buying a child something and them bragging about it. Oh, my mom bought me a bike, my dad bought me a bike, or, you know, it could be any of those things, okay? Because all of those kind of speak as to pleasure being fulfilled, okay? Now, if you're required to decide on something, you'll likely do it alone and make your own decisions. Some will view you as self-centered because you're making your own decisions, and it'll make people feel some type of way, okay? If you know what I mean, you know what I mean, okay? If you have favorable aspects, you can see assistance, but where you have challenging aspects like Cancer, Capricorn, Scorpio, Virgo, you can see yourself left to fend for yourself, or someone causing you sorrow by ignoring you. You could have issues with a feminine figure or energy, like if you're not doing what they want you to do, they use that to you know, ignore you and play with your feelings. So just be mindful of that, because, you know, people will do that. If you don't do what they want you to do, they'll have little tactics to try to control you. So be mindful that you're not allowing someone to control you. Okay. I posted this up on Facebook at my page on Author E-Ray Taronic. So you can read how it's affecting all the other signs and stuff like that. I've given you the general energy of it. Thanks for sticking around for the daily astrological update, and I'll check back with you guys in a couple days. Have a great weekend. Bye now.